Cliff Caswell, policeoracle.com. We've been here at Westminster for a very dynamic and fast-moving day of events. The comprehensive spending review, debated for the last few months, has finally become a reality. Chief Constables at last have some idea about what they'll have to spend in the coming years. The final amounts won't be known until early December. As policing figures have said, this is only one of a range of events that has been going on. We have a full review of terms and conditions in the offing, and the potential wildcard of the introduction of directly elected police and crime commissioners, which has been concerning some in the wider policing family. A little earlier I spoke to Paul McKeever, Chairman of the Police Federation of England and Wales, about his concerns for the future. The Police Federation, you've been very high profile about your concerns over potential cuts in the comprehensive spending review. Indeed, I seem to remember that you went on the record as saying potentially Christmas for criminals.
Absolutely, yes.
From what you've heard today, do you think that there is enough breathing space for forces to absorb this pain?
Well, I think only time will tell. I think chief officers around the country will be viewing this and looking at the document very closely indeed, seeing what it means for them. And this 14% cut that Theresa May is talking about is based on local authorities raising their policing precept, the local tax, for the local communities there, to cover the 6% between the 14% where we hope it's going to come down to and the 20% central government cut. So there's a bit of ifs and buts about this deal at the moment. We're not quite sure exactly where we're going to end up, but I'm sure the chief officers will perhaps be holding their breath rather than breathing a sigh of relief at the moment.
Obviously, we're going to have to wait until December to see what the precise allocation of the budgets will be for the various forces. But are you concerned about a deterioration in what's been called colloquially frontline policing?
Of course we are, but we have to put this into context. This is the biggest public sector black hole that any government's had to deal with. We appreciate that they've had to do something. We were surprised initially that we weren't prioritised. By listening to us, listening to the arguments that we've made, and taking due cognizance of those arguments as well, we seem to have gone from a figure of 25% down to what could be 14%. So that's quite a sizable shift, and it's getting very close to what Sir Dennis O'Connor, the Magistrates Inspector of Constabulary, was saying we could cut to, albeit very radically, if we were to preserve the sort of policing that we should do in this country, and that's 12%. Now, the 12% is only a couple of percent away from 14%, so they've got pretty close to it.
Just on the subject of modernisation, obviously we have a review of terms and conditions going through. Do you think your members will be satisfied at what's been mooted today and what potentially may happen with the terms and conditions in future?
Yeah, there's an awful lot going on in policing at the moment. For many people, the comprehensive spending review isn't the end, it's the start of a long process, and we're in that position to a degree. But in compounding that position, we've got, as you said, the pay review being undertaken by Tom Winslow, we've got a pensions review being undertaken by John Hutton, and we've also got a leadership and training review being undertaken by Peter Nehru. So we're in a real state of flux. We don't know where we're going to end up. There is understandably a lot of uncertainty, a lot of disquiet out there amongst police officers across the country. We recognise that, and we'll be representing their views in all of those reviews that are being undertaken at this moment in time. We are in a real state of flux. We really are. Where we're going to end up, what shape the police force will be in, nobody can be certain.